I am currently on a warm-up for a big challenge, and I'm going to take you along with me for the challenge. 60 minutes to run as many laps. I also need to guess the time. They don't buzz me every lap to the start line. There won't be any music. Go! 1 lap done. There's only 1 hill. Lap 2. We're going to stop here. So the challenge is fairly simple. 60 minutes to run as many laps of the park as I can. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to be speedy. I'm really not doing this for the speed. I'm more just seeing where I am and whether I know my running paces. Because we're going to put a little extra twist on this, in that I'm not going to know my lap time or my elapsed time. So I'm going to be completely blind because I'm going to cover up my watch and do it all by feel. So not only have I got to try and guess how many laps I'm going to do, I also need to guess the time, because I have changed my watch settings so that they don't buzz me every lap, which is usually every kilometre, and I'm going to be auto-lapping every time I get to the start of this loop. I'm going to click it, so that will track how many laps I've done by the end. And because I can't see it, I'm not going to actually know what time I'm doing that in. So I'm just getting over to the start line, and then we'll get going. Right, once we're over the other side of this bridge, that is going to be our start. But before we go ahead, I should probably tell you some of the parameters. So I've already told you that I'm going to be covering my watch, so you don't know what's happening. The other thing I'm going to do, because this is such a big one for me, I usually run with music in. So I do still have my little AirPods in, but there won't be any music. And I've specifically chosen a podcast that is like nowhere near the right time frame. So it's about 1 hour 20. So obviously, like most podcasts, an hour. It literally took me so long to find a podcast that wasn't an hour or half an hour or things like that. So I'm going to go with the 1 hour 20. Obviously, if it finishes, then I know I'm completely wrong and I'm completely out of it. I've actually just seen something that might make this challenge a little bit easier for me, and it feels a bit like cheating, but this park backs onto a railway, and I'm pretty sure those trains every hour, and stupidly the train just went past, which kind of means I'm on the same schedule. But hopefully it won't be, I'm like stalling myself, so I'm not quite on the same schedule. So I can tell you a little bit more about this park and this loop. The loop itself is about 1.3 kilometres, so completely kind of odd for a runner to be thinking about. Normally you're thinking kilometres or you're thinking miles, but 1.3 seems like, you know, a weird distance enough for me to get a little bit unsettled. And within like an hour, I would say I could probably do at least 10k, which is, you know, 7 to 8 laps. I don't know how accurate that is, so we're just gonna kind of see what that comes to. Obviously the camera that this is being recorded on is not my phone, so I can't see the time every time I get this out, and it also doesn't have a timestamp or anything like that, so there's no cheating going on here. And yeah, I should probably get going, shouldn't I? So I'm going to change my watch setting over to the one that doesn't have laps on it. Ready, steady, go. Oh, and I need to cover it, so we're going to cover it with my jumper. It's one of those that has a lovely little handhold, and we're off. So this is lap 1. I'm going to start my podcast in a second, and yeah, let's go. 1 lap done. It's now probably a good time to tell you a bit about the route. So most of it is a gravelly path, and there's a tiny little section where I'm avoiding the field, so I'm going up onto the road and then back into the park, but that's not too long. It's also pretty flat, which is a plus, which is why I wanted to do it here. Whew. I've only done 1 lap and I'm already feeling warm. there's only one hill on this little loop, and already on the second lap is too much. I think just my trail shoes are a little bit too flat for me at the minute, so they don't feel very supportive. My arches are like dying. Lap 2 done. Let's start lap 3, hey? It feels like it's been about 15 minutes, so it's looking like 8 laps. It's probably what it's going to be. I have no idea though, we're just guessing. Lap 3 done. Still no idea. One thing there is I did get an ad break on my podcast, and I don't think they're very consistent, but I thought I'd let you know that because that might influence it. The view wasn't that great this time, but you know, I might get it a little bit. 4 laps done. I'm coming to you a little bit later. There's a dog walker around the bridge, and obviously I want to give them some privacy. So 4 laps, I reckon I'm a bit over half an hour, so I think it's going to be 7 laps. Oh, look at that. Can you see that? It's like a little haze over the little field. Now, the other reason why I wanted to do this run was because I'm not very good at doing laps and having that kind of mental resilience to just keep doing the same thing again and again. And I thought this would be a crash course. Actually, I'm kind of getting into it. I think the second, third lap were quite hard, but then I hit the 4th, I got into a bit of a stride. I even did that hill near the end. So, fingers crossed, I can keep that up. 5 laps done. I'm definitely feeling like 2 more. It's going to be an hour. It does feel like I've been out here a while. So let's go. We've got 6 and 7 to go. Lap 6 complete, or at least I hope it's lap 6. I'm starting to feel like I'm doing some kind of backyard ultra, so I guess that's positive. That's kind of what we were replicating. Whew. 1 more lap I reckon, so this will be the last one round. I don't know, I feel like I'm stronger now. Maybe my pace will show up, although I have been doing a little bit of walking. Definitely regretting this jumper now. It's very warm, but I can't take it off because it's hiding my watch, so I can't see what time it is. Right, let's keep going. We're about a third of the way around this last lap now. Right, let's get on with it and finish it, shall we? It feels so warm now. There's quite a lot of dog walkers out, so I'm trying to avoid them and not film around them, but it means you probably haven't had that much footage. So we're almost finished this summit lap, and then we'll check how I did. I don't know if I've hit 10k. I've been trying to do the maths, but it's slightly different because I've gone around the outside path, whereas my map kept trying to go the inside path. So I'll see you at the end. Okay, bridge is coming up, and now it's time to check to see how well I've done. So right, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna stop here. Woo. And then reveal. So ready in 3, 2, 1. Oh, 5.56 pace, 52 minutes, 8 minutes short. Oh, probably 1 more lap. Wow. So I didn't make the hour I did manage 7 laps though. If you're inspired by this little challenge, there are plenty of lapped races that you could try. I mentioned at one point that it felt like a backyard ultra, and they are definitely hardcore. So they're normally 12 or 24 hour events, or you just keep going until you can't anymore. I think you do about 1 lap every hour on the hour, and if you're not back in time to start the next one, you're out. So you've got an hour to do a lap. They're usually about 5k, and then obviously you get the rest of the hour to recover. So yeah, that has been my little challenge run for the day. See you all next time.